Hello there, and welcome to the Our Time Film Podcast, where we talk film, TV, games, and all that just like there's no tomorrow. This week, we're talking about Bad Batch Season 1, the full thing, the whole bloody affair. My name is Tom, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, John. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm back. We're back. We're back.
We're back. We're
Yes.
so very back. It feels
Uh,
so weird, like we've been recording it like we record one, then we take like a 2 week break, and now I'm recording other, and then we're going to take a 2 week break again. It's like it's so strange.
yeah, it's bizarre. Like usually people just go, "Oh, okay, we're just gonna take a break," and they just come back like nothing ever happened really. But it is weird.
I
But
feel like I haven't seen
we're
you in
excited.
years. I did like
Oh,
a distant memory.
I haven't seen you for so long.
I can barely remember what
Uh,
you look like. It's not true. I've got a picture of you right behind me, actually.
Wait, what?
Yeah, on my wall
um,
of photos, wall of memories.
yes. So yeah. It's been an interesting week of some lots of great news.
Well, indeed, and
Wow.
I'm gonna start stuff off with a strange one, indeed. Mr. Idris Elba has been cast as Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. John, I know that you loved Sonic the Hedgehog, the first film. So what do you think? Idris
Yes.
Elba is joining the crew.
But
What do you think?
did I love the first one? I can't even remember what happened in the first one, to be
Oh, the
honest,
first one
because
was definitely a film. Don't worry, we're going to cover it next year. We're going to cover both of them
oh
next year.
boy.
Oh boy.
So with um what happened? Oh,
What?
oh,
Oh,
sorry, nothing. I just got a notification, just edit out. So
a notification.
wait, no, it's just a phone call. I'm trying to stop. Has it stopped?
It's so
Okay,
popular.
good. Right, you edit that out. Yeah, edit that out.
I'm not editing
Uh,
that. That's staying in. It's part of the bloopers reel.
no, 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 because
Everyone will feel the phone
now.
call.
Okay, so well, it's so weird that Idris Elba is playing as Knuckles. Now, I can't remember Knuckles' voice is
Knuckles,
like.
Knuckles, right. So, like, I don't remember what his voice is like, but Knuckles is the red one. So, like, obviously, we've got Sonic, and then
Correct.
Tails was at the end of Sonic 1.
Yeah,
Spoilers, I
and
guess.
that voice was spot on for
Well,
that.
I think
But
that was the same voice from the game.
was it?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
they did. Wow, I'm genuinely impressed. Well done.
They did an amazing
Um,
impression of themselves.
yeah, impression of themselves. Imagine like, oh, that reminds me of a story. A little bit sidetracked, a little bit story. So, Dolly Parton, she went to a contest for who can be as the best looking Dolly Parton, like cosplay and
Oh
everything,
yeah.
and she lost it.
Really? Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing. So
yeah,
other
yeah.
people do Dolly Parton better than Dolly Parton. You heard it here
Hmm.
first, folks.
Yeah. So now Knuckles, uh, it's crazy. So I don't know how Idris is gonna do this.
I mean, Idris Elba's a great actor, so I mean, like,
Yes.
we're just gonna have to
Yeah,
wait and let the magic happen.
because it's so funny to me because he's been in a lot of serious stuff as well.
Hmm.
But you can saw that comical side in the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, he was great in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he was great. He was amazing.
If you
So,
want to hear our thoughts about the
like,
Suicide Squad, you can check out last week's video.
oh
Ding.
yeah, and so, and he's also been in TV shows like Luther,
Hmm.
uh, and all
He
serious
might be
stuff.
James
I can't
Bond.
remember what other stuff he's been in, but
Probably. Was he in The Wire or something? I don't know.
I don't know. But
He was
he's
in
a
Hobbs
great
and
actor.
Shaw. He is. He's a
So
great actor.
I'm looking forward to see how he's gonna take on this wall. This wall,
Definitely. I
yes.
want to see Shadow. I'm not gonna lie. Shadow was always my favorite. So I want
Oh,
to see them take on Shadow. I just think he looks really cool. I mean, that's
the,
it. I don't really know anything about him. He just looks awesome.
Shadows. I can't argue with that. Shadow is obviously the cool character,
Yeah.
the better,
He's
cooler
the edgy
character,
one.
the edgy,
They're
the
all like
edgy
having like a
one.
great time, like, oh wow, we're collecting coins and having banter, and Shadow's just like Shadow's the Batman, basically, of like the Sonic
Yeah,
crew, just like, I don't like any of that stuff.
I gotta get them wings. Okay.
Yeah, pretty
Um.
much. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right, folks. Cast us as Shadow in the next Sonic the
Oh,
Hedgehog 3.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Yes. Yes. cast us. Right. What's the next news, Tom?
Our next news is a lot of AyerCut stuff. And I don't know how much of this you saw, but loads of stuff about the AyerCut was released. ReleasetheAyerCut was once again trending on Twitter, trending the most ever. I don't know if you saw this, but pages of the screenplay were revealed online.
Oh,
have you seen these?
Oh no! Well, I have been away, but
yes, you have.
Twitter and everything.
But so of course you don't have Twitter anymore. Well, buckle in, my friend. So they released loads of different pages from the AyerCut with different stuff from Joker and some Batman stuff, and even a leaked image of Harley Quinn and Deadshot kissing, because obviously in the original they were going to get together at the end. So obviously you haven't seen this, so there's not really much to comment on. I must say it's very edgy. There's a lot of edgy stuff, Joker is very edgy indeed, but I think that I hope it'd be better than the original. That's all I can say, I guess. But yeah, because obviously this is the most that ReleasetheAyerCut has ever trended. I think it had 50,000, maybe 500,000 tweets. Do you think they should do the AyerCut?
Well, obviously, because we want to see the full director's vision. We've been talking about this for the Snyder Cut. We've been talking about for this for months. So for me, watching the theatrical cut, everything that I saw for those 2 hours that I can't get back. Yes. Please release the
if you wanna make John's time worthwhile, go and watch our video on Suicide Squad. I'm all about plugs today.
You cannot I sounded so depressed on that podcast, episode, just talking about what?
I mean, we can all agree it's a bad film. I think everyone, and I would hope that the AyerCut would be better if they did release it. And David Ayer did say that it is basically release ready. So I mean, Warner Brothers wouldn't have to spend as much money as they spent on the Snyder Cut. Just kind of clean up some of the CGI and get it straight out. I'd be up for it.
Yeah, just get it out there.
Yeah, let's do it. Build fix those bridges. I mean, if the AyerCut releases and if it's good, I would argue there isn't a bad DC film since Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But obviously that's just me. Our next piece of news, I know that this is one that you like, and I agree with you. Star Wars Visions trailer.
Oh my! Listen, you cannot tell me this trailer is downright bad.
Guess what, John? Guess what?
What?
This trailer is downright bad.
No. But no, seriously, this is just beautiful. This whole thing. It's a work of art, It
really is. It's cinema.
It's cinema. Yes. I don't watch a lot of anime. I mean, I'm trying to get into it, but no, it looks amazing. Honestly, with the animation style, the one thing that I'm really excited for is the black and white one, the noir one. That one looks insane.
So this is seven different anime studios. I don't have the names on hand, but these are all different people who've done different animes. And I think you can see that they're all slightly different styles, and they all have different both canon and non-canon stories. There's some really wacky thing, like this person has like a stick with lightsabers that spin on it. There's some really cool and interesting stuff that I think you wouldn't be able to get away with in a regular Star Wars show or film.
Yeah.
And it looks so cool.
Okay, just imagine a few years ago, before, people got into anime, just say, Star Wars anime, and everyone just go crazy on you. Just what? How can you do that? So now a lot of people, embraced anime, in certain style or whatever. And, this whole thing is not canon. This whole Star Wars vision.
I think that's amazing. That's a benefit.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, because they can do whatever they want and just go, yeah, this is my vision. This is what Star Wars is supposed to be. This is going to be really interesting. What the style they're going to take on.
Yeah,
it's the one where the woman, gets this saber and then she gets 6 arms. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. It's like they can like show this is what we think Star Wars is, but you don't have to agree because it doesn't have to matter, And that's what I think. That's the same mentality that people should be bringing to all of Star Wars, and like just like watch what you like and just don't bother about stuff you don't. It doesn't all have to matter. And I think
exactly
that this show, like, it's mad that I did not care about Star Wars Visions at all. If you've heard us talking about Star Wars Visions on the podcast, we weren't that bothered. And then the trailer came out and it was like, oh my God, amazing.
I need to talk about the animation because, it just looks so pleasing to watch, the animation. And if you have the Japanese dub as well, that would also make the viewing experience more immersive because, it's all like Japanese and Star Wars, it's so cool to watch.
It is. I mean, Star Wars is based off Akira Kurosawa films. Things like Seven Samurai, films that were originally in Japanese and in black and white. So obviously Star Wars has many inspirations, but like that's one of the big ones that George Lucas loved. So, you get so many like really cool things just from this one show that's kind of bringing. It is a full circle. Exactly. I was just about to say that. It feels good, and I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah, and if it turns out really good, like with story, whatever, and then the audience goes for it, I hope they make another one. With all the different stories.
Definitely.
And
there's limitless possibilities. There really are. They could bring back the same anime studios, bring in new anime studios. There's loads of things. That'd be great. I'm in.
Yeah, and
totally
I'm so excited. When it's coming out?
So it's coming out on the 22nd of September. Yes, 22nd of September.
I have to go through pain. Yeah. I have to go through pain.
1 month and 1 day from when we're recording this. But don't worry, guys. We will be covering episode 1 at the very least on the podcast, episode 57. Thank Venom Let There Be Carnage for being delayed for that one. But yes, another piece of news. We got a trailer, John. We got a trailer.
We've been
waiting for a while. Marvel finally gave us a trailer that we've been waiting for. John, we got the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. I can't believe it.
No way!
Yeah. Totally, right?
Wait.
What?
Tom.
Wait. Yeah?
Just scroll back on YouTube. Just scroll back.
Okay. Wait, is it Eternals? John, no. What?
What?
No! Yes, they released it. We all wanted a No Way Home trailer, but they released an Eternals trailer for some reason. I don't know why.
Why?
But I guess it's because we're like 3 months away at this point. Wait. Yeah. 3 months.
I don't get this. Apparently The Matrix 4 is supposed to be coming out December.
Yeah, right? The Matrix is supposed to be coming out in December. Spider-Man's supposed to be coming out in December. Neither of them have had any marketing.
And I'm genuinely worried about these films because, I feel like the people just, if we don't release the trailers, the people will come to see them. That's really good marketing, actually.
Here's my theory. I think, because obviously there's loads of rumors and reports that Tom Holland's Spider-Man's going to be in Venom 2. My theory is that they want to wait until Venom 2 is released before they show the trailer, which is becoming less and less doable because Venom 2 has been delayed. But maybe Spider-Man No Way Home will be delayed. But anyway, let's talk about the actual Eternals trailer. What do you think?
Yes. This one gave us more, ideas of, what the Eternals are.
Yes.
And
Superman.
Yes, Superman. Superman's
Icarus is basically Superman.
And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's Superman. Icarus? Yeah, that's his name, Icarus. Yeah. The guy. And I was like, oh, when was the Eternals created again?
Well, I mean, Eternal's such a strange one because it's such a obscure Marvel team. They haven't had that much going on with them. And then Kevin Feige's like, let's do this one. And it's like, okay, I guess, cool. I mean, I think the trailer looks pretty good. There's some really nice shots in there. It seems interesting, but there's a lot of like MCU stuff, if that makes sense. There's a lot of like, oh, it's in the MCU, by the way. Like, oh, let's reference Thanos, let's reference the Snap, let's reference Vibranium, let's reference the Avengers. Like, remind everyone watching the trailer, oh, this is the MCU. You should come and watch it. You know?
Yeah, that's really cool. But I felt like it was weird, seeing Icarus, being that Superman side.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's kind of like thinking that there's definitely parallels there.
Yeah,
Just hope that
and
people don't run with that and start saying, "Oh, Icarus is a better Superman than Superman," because
Superman,
people are already comparing Angelina Jolie's character to Wonder Woman. I don't even know what her name is.
Really?
It's like Athena or something. Yeah, they're already comparing because they like both have like similar tiaras, and it's just like you don't need to compare them. You really don't. Like they can both be
with
cool.
the aesthetic and the tiaras and with the
Oh, they both have
weapons,
tiaras, so therefore they are the
obviously
same.
So I was like, oh, that's really cool because it gave us more exposition. Why they're here, what they do.
Yeah.
And they gave us this huge celestial.
Yeah. Why haven't they stepped in before now? Because Kevin Feige said so.
Oh, and what else? It gave us more insight to what the characters, what the powers are.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw more of Icarus flying.
Yeah. We got a lot of Icarus. I feel like that's like the main kind of thing we got. But we did get some stuff from the Deviants, the villains. And I have to say, I think they look a bit boring. They look a bit like, General Grey, CGI villains. And obviously Marvel have done a CGI villain very well, obviously with Thanos, but this CGI doesn't look anywhere near as good or polished. And there's nothing about them that make me think, oh yeah, this is a great villain. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously that makes sense. It's just a trailer, but
I'm a bit confused, the villain, because I thought, oh, is it going to be like, an important villain, or is it going to be that one of those throwaway villains?
Yeah, it's no one that I've ever heard of. But I mean, in fairness, Phase 4 at the moment, they haven't had the best villains. Like Taskmaster sucked, Agatha sucked. Dracov sucked.
Oh, don't remind me of Taskmaster.
Carly was fine. Bloody John Walker was fine. Like, I think all of these villains have had good ideas, but haven't really been executed very well. So I'm interested to see how they do the Mandarin in Shang-Chi. And then obviously how they do the Deviants, as I say, and obviously how they do the Sinister Six in No Way Home. So like maybe. Yeah. Like, because Marvel has always had a villain problem a little bit, but yeah, I'd like to see them kind of, do some good stuff and hopefully move forward from having villains, because Loki doesn't have a villain, not really, no true antagonist. So I hope that, they...
But, Loki was more experimental and, more crazy because, definitely. It's going to be that huge puzzle, key to the puzzle, for the Phase 4, it's going to be, oh my God, really? Is it going to be like this? All right,
yes.
So... we're in for a ride.
Yeah, so. Exactly. We are in for a ride. Speaking of rides, see my segue here. I'm loving it. Let's begin and let's talk about Bad Batch.
Oh, wait. There's the most important news. Wait. Kevin Feige said
there will
be a trailer before the film comes out.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you. So proud of you, man.
Kevin Feige. Thank you for
honestly,
the little details.
Like, who would have known that we would have had a Spider-Man trailer? Like, wow.
Oh my God.
The only thing you can tell me is that you can find Jabba at Jabba's palace. Wow, great.
Wow, we could have been, so distraught, but thank God we got those details. Kevin, what would we do without you?
Thank God for Kevin Feige. Am I right?
Yeah. You literally said that.
I can't believe him. Honestly, it's just like, Let's move on. Let's talk.
Yeah, let's get on. Let's just talk.
Right. So last time we talked about Bad Batch, quite a while ago, just as Loki season 1 started. It was episode 7 of Bad Batch, which was, I believe.
Oh, that was ages ago.
I believe that was the episode where they reunite with Rex.
Let me just go back to the. Yes. No. Episode 7 was Battle Scars.
Yeah, that's where they reunite with Rex.
They did. Yes, I remember. Yeah.
So let's think about this. The whole season. What did you think?
Wow. this was, well, I can't say different because I haven't, fully experienced the Clone Wars. Yeah, but it was intriguing because we got a lot. We got a lot to learn about, more about the characters throughout this whole entire season. Wait, are we talking about this whole season? Season or one go?
Let's go whole season.
Yeah, let's go all season.
It's been a while since we discussed the other episodes. I think what was becoming kind of obvious when we were doing it weekly was that the episodes weren't really doing much for us. It was kind of like, okay, so here's a cameo, whether it's Cutler Quain, whether it's, like the Rancor from episode 6 or, whatever.
Oh, the Rancor. I forgot about the Rancor.
That was probably the worst episode of the season, if I'm to be honest.
I agree.
And they wouldn't, I think the best bits were where they expanded on the lore. They talked about like the Empire and the transition from, clone troopers to stormtroopers. That stuff was really interesting. And I think that throughout the rest of the season, it got better. Like each week was more consistent. However, I still think that. I think that the best parts of the show were when they were expanding the lore, talking about the Empire and their transition. And I don't think it was as good with the characters.
Yeah. But there was really good moments that I really liked as well, especially the episode where Omega had to escape from Bane.
Oh yes. I mean, that was like he's on the thumbnail. Cad Bane. What a reveal! I don't know. Did you watch any Clone Wars with Cad Bane in it?
Well, I can remember that from early days of Cartoon Network. I mean, like watching the Clone Wars there, I was like, wow, that's
well, we haven't seen Cad Bane since 2012 in Clone Wars season 4. Yeah, it's been 9 years, which is crazy. And I screamed when I saw him. That was like the coolest reveal. He came and he was so cool. The music was amazing. This kind of Western twang, just point blank shot. Spoilers, by the way, for everything.
Spoilers.
Definitely.
Spoilers, yes. We didn't think about this, but it's cool.
Yeah, he like totally, just shot Hunter point blank, which I thought was a great way to assert his dominance. He has a new look as well. The look in that he was gonna have in season 7 of the Clone Wars, before they cancelled it and then brought it back. He even has a really fun detail. They've released this animatic of like unfinished episode where Cad Bane and Boba Fett have a standoff, right? And they both shoot each other, and that's how Boba Fett gets the dent in his helmet.
Oh,
because Cad Bane shoots him. And if you look, and in the Bad Batch, when Cad Bane takes off his hat, he has a metal plate on his head from where Boba Fett shot him. I think that's a really, really cool detail. I really like that. That's a really cool
detail.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I thought that was really, really fun. Stuff like that. I thought like when done right, I thought some of the cameos in this show were really, really just like in The Mandalorian, they did well to further the story and some of the character stuff. Hauser is my favorite person ever.
Yeah.
Like just immediately. Like he wasn't in the Clone Wars or anything. But he is now my favorite. Like he was great. Like there were just some amazing things. But I think on the other hand, there were also some characters that I think were kind of thrown in there for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't. Yeah, go on.
Like the I forgot the twins that everyone hated in season 7.
Yeah, the Martez sisters. Like
yes, the sisters.
It was. It did feel back. A bit just like, oh, okay. Like, why are these people here? Like, it doesn't really feel.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Like, you go into a party, and then you see that guy. And
wait, sorry, you go to parties? Sorry, what?
No, I don't go to parties. That's just like a random scenario that you think about.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
there is like a criticism for like Star Wars in general that it feels very much like a small galaxy. And I understand that. Like in one
Yes.
season, the Bad Batch meets three members of the Ghost in Rebels, three of the main characters in Rebels. They
Yeah.
also meet like three like important clone troopers. They also meet
Mm.
the Martez sisters and the Rancor from Jabba's palace and Cad Bane. Like there are some really cool like cameos in there, but like it did feel after a while like it was just being like, okay, what are the odds that the same Bad Batch would meet all these people?
Exactly. And I feel like, with the story, I don't think it really impacted the story as much. I mean, apart
No.
from, the whole Fennec and Cad Bane and,
I feel
with
like it wasn't important that it was them. It could have been anyone most of the time.
yeah,
Like it was
exactly.
cool to see these characters back, but you didn't have to have it be, X, Y, and Z. It could have
Yeah,
been
I feel like
ABC.
ABC. And with the cameos, exactly, they're they're thrown in for fun, but I feel like the whole season, could have centered on, the integral parts of the characters, Hunter, Tech, and Wrecker. Why are
Mm,
the clone squad 99, and why they go through all of this and what
yeah.
makes them the
Well,
Bad Batch.
let's talk about that. I think that there was a lot of missing character development in
Yeah,
the Bad
yeah,
Batch. I think, funnily enough, that character who goes through the most development is Omega, you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly. We see her, from beginning, she doesn't work or cooperate with the Bad
Mm.
Batch, and then she slowly grows independent. Yeah, and
Yeah, she
she gets
becomes part of
weapons.
the team and, kind of
Yeah,
like bonds with everyone. But here's the thing, she only really bonds with Hunter and Wrecker.
and not Tech. And, um.
Come on, you gotta
Oh,
remember.
oh
Everyone's
no.
favorite.
Uh, oh. Echo. Echo.
Echo. Now that's the
Yes.
most disappointing thing.
I'm so
Echo,
sorry.
why is Echo there? Honestly,
Exactly.
why are you there, mate? I love Echo so much in the Clone Wars. He's the clone that we followed the longest at this point, other than Rex. He's gone through so much, but he gets maybe 3 moments of like character in the whole show.
I I
And
just
him
don't
and
see the point why he's there. What you said,
exactly.
I feel like he's there for, okay, we gotta do this. Oh, okay, we gotta do this. Oh,
Yeah, him and
I
him
got
and him and Tech are the same character basically, you know?
they
Like
are.
there's barely anything that separates them in terms of their characters. Like there are 3 moments that I really liked of Echo, and 2 of them are in the first episode. As we spoke about when the first episode aired, there's a great moment where Echo wakes up and sees that he's connected to all like the electronics, and he freaks out because he's got PTSD after what happened to him in the Clone Wars. There's a bit where he sees Tarkin and he gets PTSD because that's when like he almost died. I thought that was going to be like Echo's story, that he would have to deal with what's happened to him over the war. Nope. He says one thing about it, and it's in the third to last episode. It feels like such a waste of such a
Uh,
interesting character. I feel like it's all a waste. Like all the Bad Batch are so underdeveloped. It's painful.
uh, yeah, I feel like sometimes the situations. I wish there was more scenes, with the Bad Batch, uh, interacting with Omega, or the sole reason why they are
Mm.
the Bad Batch, and
Yeah,
uh,
it's like
and
immediately they start like shooting their own brothers, and it's
oh
like,
yeah,
wait, so you don't even care that you're just killing your brothers here? Like they really have like they don't explore any of those things, and there's a good 3 or 4 episodes that you could take out and replace with some really solid character development.
yeah, especially with the first two, and then you've got the what I don't know what character development happened in the middle, and then the end, the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, there's like a
You know,
big chunk of character development at the beginning and the end. I think one of the characters who has the most consistent character developments, even though he's not in the full thing, is Crosshair.
yeah, Kosa. He was an interesting character because
Definitely.
he betrayed the Bad Batch,
Yeah.
and also cooperated with the Empire. How they did all the stuff and responded to those situations as well. And I thought, that's cool character. And then
Definitely.
at the end, it was a shocker at the end.
Yeah. The ending, I would say the penultimate episode 15, was one of the best episodes of the season. How they say to Crosshair, like, they say what the audience is thinking. They're like, like, this isn't you. You've got your chip. The Empire is bad. And then he's like, no, my chip was removed. And then it's like, what? Like, this guy is like doing this now because he feels his own sense of duty, and because he feels betrayed by the Batch, because they never came back for him. They never tried to save him. Like, Hunter gets kidnapped and immediately they tried to save him. What's interesting about the whole season, and one of the reasons why I could defend the filler episodes of what is kind of filler and what kind of isn't filler, is they spend all this time helping random people, right? Helping the galaxy, but they never help their own brother. They never help Crosshair, who they've gone on so many missions with. They never go back for him. They just leave him, and it's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yeah, and I can agree with that as well. And I wish there was like more emotional connection with the Bad Batch. I feel like it was a bit less. I mean, you can see that emotional connection with Hunter and Omega, and then Wrecker and that, and you just don't have any emotional moments with them until like the last 2 episodes. Well, with 2 characters, I don't know, but I just thought there was a lot missing. Indeed, there was a lot missing.
Definitely.
That wasn't working for it. So
I agree. What I think was really good with character development? The 2 episodes with Hauser in it. I thought they actually were really, really good. Basically, they go to Ryloth, and it's kind of a continuation of, in the Clone Wars, there is an arc where the Republic help liberate Ryloth, and then now you see that now that they are with the Republic and the Republic's become the Empire, they are now struggling with the fact, especially Cham Syndulla, who is a freedom fighter, he's struggling with the fact that the Empire are now becoming tyrants, and exactly what he didn't want them to become. And I think it was a really interesting episode of watching the Empire tighten their fist over this planet, and the planet not knowing whether to fight back and whether it's worth it after all the years of war, or whether they should like bow down to the Empire. I thought that was so cool and made even better by my main man Hauser. Let's talk about Hauser for a little bit, shall we?
Yeah, Hauser. Ooh, he's a really, really good character that I really like.
He's a top lad.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was like a cool detail about the inhibitor chip about with Hauser as well. Like throughout the episode, you can see there were I don't know. I just found it on the YouTube short about Hauser with the inhibitor chip. He was behaving a bit differently towards other people with the inhibitor chip as well. And I thought that's a good detail.
He's clearly managed to kind of like break through his chip, and you see that just by his design. He is a clone trooper he's removed his helmet. He's got a different haircut. He's still got like his painting on his armor. He hasn't just become a lifeless sim. And I think that's really, really cool to show that, not all of them are lost. And one of my favorite moments of the season is where Hauser stands up in front of his brothers and he says, guys, this isn't what, this isn't what we're supposed to be doing. This isn't what we're made for. You've become, you've become the very thing you swore to destroy, as everyone says it himself. This isn't right. And you're just like helping these people like take over, and you've become like an agent of fear, and you're no longer helping people like you should be.
Yeah, and I really like that as well, because he was like the moral support for the group. That it really challenged the Bad Batch ideology. It was like, oh wow, okay,
it's another reason why the Bad Batch never go back for Crosshair, but then we see Hauser, this clone, just standing up for a load of people who he doesn't have to stand up for. He could just escape just like the rest of the Bad Batch, but no, he's he's standing up and he says to, you know, the other clones, this is wrong, and you know it. And even some of them agree with him.
Yeah. And, you know, I thought that Hauser, again, he's like the best character in the show. You know,
He really
he's
is.
the one, you know, the angel on your left,
Mm.
you know, just making sure that everything's going smoothly, you know.
In 2 episodes, Hauser has a more clearly defined character and more clearly defined, you know, like character traits and development than any of the Bad Batch. And that kind of makes me sad. Like, I feel like he should, you know, like the Bad Batch should, you know, be the first priority.
Yeah. And I wish there was a lot more stuff with Hauser, because I think Hauser should be replaced Echo, because, you know, he's a more interesting character.
I hope we see him again. I think that would be great. I
Yeah.
definitely think there's more story
Yeah.
to tell with a lot of these things. One of my favorite things is when they find out about the TK stormtroopers. In episode 14, they go to this base and they find the clone commandos have been training new stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, really interesting. Not only do they bring back one of the clone commandos from the video game, which I think is a really nice connection, but like they have like new armor, which is like in between a clone trooper and a stormtrooper, and is from Ralph McQuarrie's original Star Wars concept art, which I think is really, really fun.
Yeah. In what, Battlefront 2 or Battlefront? Wait, no, Fallen Order. Wait, and now I'm getting mixed up with video with Star Wars. Wait,
Republic Commando.
Oh yeah, Republic.
Yeah, it's a Legends
Commando.
one now. It's not canon anymore, but they have turned up in the Clone Wars, and now one of them turned up in Bad Batch. So I think that they are canon. I don't know how much of it is canon, but yeah, like that's some really like nice little details. And seeing the transition, I loved the end of episode 15 when the Empire shoots Camino.
Oh yes,
that was so haunting. You know, watching this like operatic moment where Crosshair is insistent upon the fact that the Empire, you know, can help people and they're not that bad. And then they shoot the very place that they used to call home. And there's this really, really nice series of shots where you see the empty mess hall and the empty corridors and the empty like birthing chambers. It's really like poetic because it's the end of an era, you know?
Yeah. And
like,
you know,
that's it.
And I saw in the comments of the highlights of the episodes, like, oh yeah, this is really cool shots. And I saw the comments, and like, this is like saying goodbye to Camino. It was haunting, you know. It was like, yeah, and I was like, wow.
It really feels like this show is properly closing the book on the Clone Wars, and as the Empire did, it's pushing out what we knew and what we loved, and now replacing it with terror. And, you know, like the order and security the Empire has, which isn't order and security. It's, as Galen Erso says, you're confusing peace with terror. You know, I think that's really, really cool. And the strongest part of the season, I would say, is that.
Yeah, I agree as well. Just, you know, I mean, it's really good. You know, last 2 episodes and the whole plot twist of Omega. You know, seeing the Bad Batch, you know, from the beginning.
Yes.
Like when they were created, and
Omega
she's older.
She's an exact DNA replica of Jango Fett, like Boba Fett, who they call Alpha. She is an exact replica. I think that they might, you know, meet one day, but I think that's really interesting. You know, what we have here is a lot of stuff about cloning, and now I'm gonna tell you some stuff, some theories, some stories, right? So obviously we have some cloning stuff in The Mandalorian, right?
Yes.
And we have the clone of Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker. I'm sorry I have to make you remember that, but that did happen. And then obviously we've got loads of cloning stuff in this. And at the end of the show, the final thing we see is Nala Se, one of the Kaminoan cloners, being brought to an Imperial facility, right? Now, this facility in Legends so they released some concept art and they named it. And it's the same place as where the original Thrawn trilogy in Star Wars Legends took place. Now, in the Thrawn trilogy, this is where Grand Admiral Thrawn took over the Empire and was like leading it, like from the unknown regions with like, and he had like a clone of Luke, and it was all mad. But Thrawn was in Rebels, right? And
Yes,
Ahsoka's looking for him in The Mandalorian. So a lot of people are thinking that Bad Batch is helping to set up the events of the Mandalorian and the Ahsoka show, where Thrawn re-emerges with a huge fleet, and they have to deal with the final remnants of the Empire, which I think is so cool. It makes it so cool. It makes it so rewarding to be a Star Wars fan who watches it all, you know?
Oh, imagine you see the Bad Batch in The Mandalorian.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That would be interesting.
They have Tamara Morrison, obviously as Boba Fett, so they could bring the Bad Batch in, bring Rex in. It's possible, but I don't know. I mean, do you think they survive? Because they're nowhere to be seen when it comes to
when we go past
the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if they survive. I think it's interesting because they're still fugitives. By the end, they're not like, they haven't like fully escaped the Empire. And
I mean, we got season 2 on the way. So...
We do have season 2 on the way. That's gonna be great. I mean, next year, I think I said it last week. Next year is going to be quite the year for Star Wars. We got Bad Batch season 2. We've got the end of Book of Boba Fett. We've got Mandalorian season 3. We've got Andor and Kenobi possibly. So like a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah. Well, that's. Is there anything else to talk about?
I think like a small thing. I loved the score. I thought the score was great.
Oh,
Omega's theme
is great.
A beautiful piece of music. Everyone should listen to it. It's absolutely brilliant. And there were some really nice like connections to other Star Wars things. Like they used some of like the Imperial cues from A New Hope and some of the stuff from Camino in episode 2. I thought that was all like really, really well handled. And Kevin Kiner again proves himself to just be a genius as a composer. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Anything else you have to say before we give our final score?
I love the animation.
The animation's beautiful.
Yeah, the animation's really good. A step up, a massive step up as well. And I thought the show was, really good to, explore more of the Bad Batch, what they do. But there was a lot missing. So, yeah.
So what would you give it out of 10?
6 or a 7. Okay.
I'm going to go 7. I really liked it. Obviously, there are big caps in character, but I think there's a lot to love. As we said, the lore expanding upon all that is great. There are some really good characters, even though the main characters aren't as good. I do think that out of all the opening seasons for a Star Wars show, animated show, should I say, Clone Wars Season 1, Rebels Season 1, and Resistance Season 1, I think the Bad Batch Season 1 might be the best of all of them, which I think is really, really good that they are getting better. Well, not necessarily getting better, but like that they are, consistently good. But Bad Batch, I think, is really strong foundations. And if Star Wars animated shows have taught us anything, is that they'll only get better with time.
Yeah, obviously, because it's getting it's weird. Like from beginning, they go, okay, we can do this, and then it just comes out as really good as later on. So,
oh yeah, like shows like always, like have to find themselves and kind of like find their footing and know exactly what they want to be. And I feel like the Bad Batch already has a good grip on that. It just needs to refine some of those finer points. Would you like longer episodes next season?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that I definitely think 40-minute episodes would be cool. I'd really appreciate that.
Because I feel like that would give us more time, to digest more of the characters, what they're trying to do.
I do love digesting characters. That sounded weird. Sounded very weird. I'm gonna move us on.
No, to digest character development. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not eating them. I'm not.
That could have been issue there. As Willy Wonka said, that is called cannibalism, dear children, and it's frowned upon in most societies. Let's move on now to the weekly viewing. So I'll let you start off. What have you been watching?
So first off, I have been watching a film called LA Confidential.
Ooh, okay. I've heard of
So,
this one, but I don't know much about it.
Stars Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe.
Wait, Guy Pearce, do you mean the Mandarin?
The
I am the Mandarin.
And the who else? Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
But despite watching Kevin Spacey, the
Oh,
film's
now
great.
I'm sad.
Uh,
Oh, good. I'm glad it's good though.
yeah, I mean, I just wanted to ignore, just not the actor.
Forget he's there.
The character in this one for Kevin, this one, he was a bit left out. There was no any emotional. Yeah, so yeah, but for Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe's character, I thought it was really cool. So this film, I think it's based on a true story. I think, or not, if I'm wrong. So this is a story about this whole corrupted police force, and it involves Guy Pearce. I have to get the characters up because I haven't watched the film for a couple of days. Right, so LA Confidential. So it follows on this detective who's trying to bring back order and peace in this corrupted police force, but things go a bit wrong. So they've been relying on this detective to solve this crime, but a lot of people don't like Guy Pearce's character in this film. So let me just get the characters. So we got Edmund. So Edmund J. Uxley. Exley, yeah, Jamie Exley sounds like Eggsy from the Kingsman.
Oh yes,
Eggsy.
My guy.
Eggy. So with the whole story about that revolve around him, but then there's been a hit on like the top police officers of chief officers in the police force, and people are trying to find out who's been killing them, and things go, as I said, wrong. So yeah, and there's a lot of tensions with Guy Pearce character and Russell Crowe as well. But Danny DeVito's in it.
Oh damn, my guy! Recently Twitter removed his verification because he would he was like promoting the welfare of workers' rights or something.
Yeah,
like dude, it's Danny DeVito, my guy. He's writing a Penguin comic. Why the hell not?
Oh yeah, he's writing it. Yeah.
Good for you, Danny DeVito. Good for you.
Yeah. So it's really good because it's noir, and I like noir as well. And
I actually watched a noir at the cinema today.
Oh.
Yeah. Reminiscence. I'll talk about it next week.
Oh wait, you watched Reminiscence?
I watched Reminiscence.
Well, I need to watch it.
I'm going to talk about it when we record our Tenet one. Don't you worry. But I've got something better to talk about this week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Reminiscence. Is it good?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's good.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, and I really like the characters in this one, apart from Kevin Spacey, because the character wasn't really that important.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was that one there. I just feel like
I guess we should be glad.
It didn't really push anything to the story, but Russell Crowe's character and Guy Pearce in this one, it was really good. This one as well.
Got some Guy Pearce.
Yeah, especially like in Memento.
Guy Pearce's best film is probably Bloodshot.
What?
You know Bloodshot, the Vin Diesel film? It's a
Yes,
masterpiece.
yeah, the Bloodshot
It's an
film that
absolute
came out in 2020.
masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece.
Are you kidding?
I am kidding. Yes, please
Good.
don't hurt
Good.
me. It's bad. It's real bad. I'm sorry. Oh,
The
John,
worst thing
everyone's
about
coming for me.
this, the worst thing about this film, Bloodshot, sorry, is
Hmm.
he doesn't. Vin Diesel doesn't say family. So.
How do you know, John? Maybe it's all just family. Maybe it's just Vin Diesel. Every time someone
Maybe
asks him a
not
question, like,
family.
who the hell are you? Family. Hey Vin, what would you like on your sandwich? Family. He just says family the whole thing. It's true. I can
What do you
confirm.
want? What do you want for? What do you like about this meat? Family.
Of course.
No. Do you want
Family
it? Do you want it
meat.
tender? Do you want it?
You
Family.
like it rare? Family. Sorry. I don't know what I'd do in that situation. Someone just said family to me. I just think that they were kooky.
Or part of a gang member or something. You know.
Yeah, a gang where you're only allowed to say family.
Family.
What about family?
Imagine like, someone just knocks onto your door and just goes, family. What? You think?
I don't know if you remember,
family?
but there was an amazing Fast and Furious reference in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yes,
that was brilliant.
Yes.
And he was like, "I feel like I'm in Fast and Furious. It's all about family, Tom," and it was amazing.
That's actually a really good joke.
Definitely.
I give him credit. I give him credit. So, oh yes, LA Confidential. Sorry, we just got sidetracked there for that.
Sidetracked by family.
Directed by family. Yes. And I really like the score. It was good, and the characters as well. Apart from them.
Every time it's like, I like this, apart from Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't really push anything to the story.
No.
And the soundtrack, and the sets and the mise en scène, it just really felt you're watching a noir film, and the plot. The story and synopsis. I really like the story of this, and it's just like really simple and really intriguing as well. And it doesn't bore you with anything as well. But sometimes with the dialogue, it could go over your head, and sometimes you feel a bit overwhelmed. You're like, oh wait, what just happened? And then sometimes it just goes over some stuff and just glosses things, and you just go, oh, okay. So yeah, but the film was good. I really liked it. Great. And apparently, let me check my list. Let me check my bucket list.
Bucket list?
So the 100 movies bucket list. If LA Confidential was here, I have lost faith in this 100 movies list.
If it is there or if it isn't there.
I hope it's not there. Departed. I need to watch that. Psycho, American Psycho.
Psycho's good.
Hello in Arabia. 7, Star Wars.
Star Wars is pretty good.
Stand By Me.
Casablanca,
Scarface, Old Boy, Snatch, 3 Idiots.
There's too many. Okay. I can't keep up.
Okay.
Is it there?
It's not.
Good.
Okay,
good. Yeah.
Because it doesn't deserve to be.
It's not a 10 out of 10.
It's not a bucket list.
What would you rate it?
Okay, so now for my rating for LA Confidential, I would give it 7 or an 8. Well, 7. Well,
Decent.
6. 3. Yeah, 7.
Decent.
7.
Pretty cool.
It's decent to watch. I thought it was good. But yeah, that was great to watch. Good to watch. Anyway, Tom, tell us. What have you been watching?
Sometimes at the cinema that we go to, Cineworld, people who have an unlimited card, like myself, get to do these things called secret screenings. Very exciting. We go in and we don't know what the film's going to be. In the past, I've had Le Mans 66, Blinded by the Light, Crawl. It could be anything, good or bad. This time, I spent the whole time discussing with my dad, what's it going to be? Is it going to be, it could be Bond. That would be cool. Could be Reminiscence. That would be great. I mean, imagine if it was like Last Night in Soho or French Dispatch. Could even be Shang-Chi. We didn't know what it was going to be. And what was it? You guessed it. You probably didn't guess it, but it was Free Guy. Oh, it was Free Guy, John. And I have to say, I have to tell you.
Sorry for you. I feel sorry for you.
This film was bad. Real bad. Like, I feel pain in everything.
You watched it. Oh my god.
It was bad. We watched it the whole way through.
Screening? I'm sorry. Can we just take a step back before we just talk about Fall Guy? The advanced screenings.
You said it's Fall Guy.
Out of those films.
Yeah.
Fall Guy.
They didn't even Free Guy, not Fall Guy. Fall Guy.
The title even is that bad.
I wish it was Fall Guy. Okay. Basically, Free Guy, pretty simple. It's about an NPC in a video game who gains consciousness. It was bad. It was just like painfully generic. The characters were like really flat. None of them like multi-layered. Like, okay, the only one who like it makes sense that he's flat would be Guy, the NPC. But even then, the flatness, they tried to make it layered, but it doesn't really work. Every character is so flat and so boring. The comedy isn't funny. I barely laughed because it was just so like sanitized and boring, and it was just like simple gags, you know, which can work sometimes, but it didn't work. They made Taika Waititi unfunny. I don't even know how that's possible.
What?
But I didn't laugh at Taika Waititi, and he's like the funniest man on alive.
They made him funny.
I don't even know how it's possible, but they did.
What? I'm not going to see this film.
Yeah,
no.
Good choice, because it wasn't good. It sung with corporate synergy as well. There's a moment where they just have like a Marvel reference and a Star Wars reference, and it's so on the nose, and it's so painful. The whole film is just like it's made, ironically, it's like it's made by a computer, and it just really hurt me, you know? Like, I was really hoping for something that was going to be like, you know, interesting, you know, or at least like fun, but it wasn't any of those things. And, you know, it had like multiple like romantic things that were underdeveloped and, you know, kind of sometimes came out left field. The characters who weren't like main, like the best friend of Guy is like one of the biggest cases of black best friend I've ever seen. And it just, it reduces like the, you know, I don't know the word is, like the impacts of like any emotional beats of them. It's just, it killed me inside. And guess what, John? Guess what? That's right. They're making a sequel. They greenlit it, and I just
why?
Cinema is dead, man. I'm so sad. I want to die. That's
okay.
I don't even know what I'm gonna rate it. Like,
it looks like, as cinema nerds, we must revive cinema.
4 out of 10. Okay. What else have you watched? I can't do this. It made me so sad. I can't. What else have you watched, man?
That's actually made me sad.
Imagine watching it. Imagine that.
So, what have I watched actually? Well, I've been reading Invincible.
Oh yes, come on, tell me.
So, as you know, we talked about Invincible on the podcast many months ago with our guest Joe.
Yes, we did. So if you enjoyed him on our Suicide Squad video, check him out on our Invincible video.
Yeah. Yes. We also talked about the pain and the suffering. And
a lot of pain and suffering.
And Katana. So
on my back.
Invincible. This graphic novel is so different to the story that we saw on TV.
I have heard that it's different.
So they have changed. So from the graphic novel to TV, they have changed a lot.
Okay. Would you say in a good way or a bad way? Like, do you prefer? Like, which one do you prefer?
I would say in a little bit of a bad way and a lot in a good way.
Okay.
Because what I've read is really good. It's really good. But the one thing that was kind of overwhelming for me, or a little bit depressing, was that every time they have like a huge event, something depressing happens. So like you're going in this depressing spiral downwards of Invincible, and just go, oh my god, and just and then afterwards you just feel like you've just been watching some, I don't know, some intense football, or not intense football, some tennis or something like that. You just go, oh my god.
Where it's instead of it's the ball, it's just two superheroes batting humans against each other.
Well,
with tennis rackets.
But it goes insane afterwards, that whole battle with Mark and Nolan. And afterwards it's crazy. So so they what they did for the TV show is that they added a lot more stuff from their original ideas, and with the characters as well. They changed the character for Amber for this.
Oh, really?
So with Amber, she's one of the best characters in Invincible. I think many months ago I said on the pod was that I didn't really like the character of Amber in this show. I thought she was a little bit flat to me.
Okay.
But this one, it's one of the sweetest characters, and it really supports the idea of, the Invincible and the relationship, that the dynamics between her and Mark, and what their life is like, and it's really wholesome to see that as well, and I just don't know. She's a very wholesome character in this graphic novel, and I really like that. But in the TV show, she was a bit flat. I don't know. They changed a lot about that, and she's very supportive of Mark. She's like,
I always like that when it's like, there's less of a conflict and more of a, the tension doesn't come from a relationship. It more comes from like the situations, and it doesn't ruin. There's a heavily lot of character development between Amber and Mark in this one, and also they've fleshed out everything from the later stuff into the first season, but you even haven't scratched the surface of this whole crazy stuff. So I showed you a picture of the end of season 1. Yes, you did, of Mark and Alan the alien, right?
Alan the alien. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff with Alan the alien in this one, so I really like that. Hey, so and they've taken a lot of stuff from the later graphic novels or later issues, and they put it there, and I really like that. But also they did a lot more stuff with Darkwing, the detective. And they fully.
Do you mean Dark Blood?
Dark Blood or Darkwing? There's two characters. One that is like,
Darkwing's part of the Guardians of the Globe, right? And then Damien Darkblood's like, no, as I believe it, he doesn't get exercised, right? He stays.
Yeah, he stays. He stays and doesn't do anything. And also, apparently, he had more stuff. Well, afterwards, when when Nolan confessed and had the whole battle, Darkwing had more information about the murdering of the Guardians of the Globe.
What a twist!
Yes, there's a lot more stuff, really. So, yeah, but there's a lot of depressing notes after the battle. With Nolan's with Mark's mom, and with the relationship between with other characters as well. So Atom Eve, there wasn't a lot of change with Atom Eve, and I really like Atom Eve in this one. She was like more considerate, a bit worried, more anxious about Mark. Where's he up to in this life? What's he doing? And I really like that. So that hasn't changed, but they had with the gory stuff in it. There wasn't a lot of gory stuff in this one as well.
Oh, that's good.
The stuff that you saw on TV, oh my god, like the train scene.
Is the train scene in there?
No, the train scene's not there.
Oh, so that was from the wonderful mind of the writers of the show. Nice.
And they fleshed out everything between like the finding out who killed the guy in the globe, and they and also they changed William's sexuality in this one.
Oh, is he straight?
Yeah, he was straight in the comics, and then
God
he's just in.
damn it. Well, I mean, I guess rest in peace to representation, I guess.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, but she was Amber was white, and then she and was black. I mean, okay, that's fine. Doesn't change.
I mean, I guess the show's kind of taking bigger strides to making there be more diversity. And yeah, I agree with you. I respect that. I think from the sounds of it, I think I probably enjoy the show more than the graphic novel. So based on this, obviously, what would you give it out of 10? And do you think that you will continue reading the graphic novel?
I want to say a little bit stuff about this graphic novel.
Yeah, go for it.
The graphic novel does gloss over some stuff. It doesn't give you much of the backstory that happened, and sometimes it is repetitive. What just happens in the graphic novel, like, oh no, something bad happens. Oh no, they're saved, and everyone's done and dusted. Like the battle didn't really have effect on them until one battle. I thought, oh, okay, that's a good one. So it was a bit repetitive sometimes, but I really like the drawings of it. It's really cool. I thought it was simple and fun to watch, fun to read, awesome. To look at.
You're just watching it, just seeing it. It's like the picture's going to move at some point.
Why isn't the page moving?
Try and swipe it all day.
Yeah, and it. Also, there's a lot more stuff with Omni-Man in this graphic novel. So after the battle, you'll see what happens with him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I give this an 8. I thought it was enjoyable, cool. But it felt overwhelming what was happening. But sometimes it just glossed over things, and I mean, there was a lot of depressing and dark notes that just happened in the graphic novel, and just go, oh.
Do you think based on that you will read, because obviously you bought the first compendium, do you think you will read the second one?
I don't know, because there's 3 compendiums, and I just don't want to.
Compendiums are big. It's a lot of reading.
It's a lot of reading, and I thought it is commitment, but I just don't want to get heavily too much into it, because I feel like there's going to be a bit too much for me, and
fair enough, man. Fair enough.
And I just want to finally what happens after season 1. I mean, I got some answers. I got answers what happens after season 1.
That's
so
true.
I don't want to get too far ahead, and then go. And I just don't want to. Yeah. So I mean, I'll show you what the graphic novel's like to you, and then we could trade Saga, and then you could have Invincible.
Not a bad idea at all. What else? Interesting.
What else have you been watching?
Well, obviously Free Guy was dreadful, but something that was actually probably one of the best films I've seen this year was a film called Limbo. So this is a small film. And it basically follows a group of refugees, the main ones being from Syria, who are kind of stuck on an island in Scotland, kind of waiting for their like applications to become citizens come through. And it just kind of follows these people as they live this kind of, as the title suggests, life that is them in limbo, really. It's very interesting because they spend the whole time, just kind of trying to find meaning and trying to find fun, trying to find things that remind them of home. And, while also trying to learn, what it's like to be in this new country, and, having to learn like different things and like meeting and react and interacting with locals. And it's very interesting to see that kind of point of view done in such a subtle way. The acting, especially from the main character, isn't exactly somebody who speaks his feelings, but his performance speaks volumes, I would say, even without kind of having to be a big extravagant character. it was all very, very interesting and very well done in its subtlety. I love that kind of stuff. And I think it was done, with a lot of care and attention. And one of the things that I really liked about this was the aspect ratio. The whole time it was 4:3. And I do love 4:3. But what they do with it, it changes at a certain point in a certain scene. And it's just really clever how they use it to reflect, the feeling of belonging and feeling of intensity and like feeling like they're at home or that they are happy, because obviously in this state, being in this new country in such a like small part of this big country, not being able to break through, it is a time when they don't really feel like they belong, and these characters go through stuff that I can only imagine. And I just it really touched me, and I really, really liked it. Yeah, I was really impressed with it, having not known anything about it beforehand. So I think I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, which is really a really big a big number, but I think it definitely deserves it.
All right, so I feel like that you're watching a lot more amazing films than I have.
Well, I mean, I got a lot of time. I don't have any work to do or anything. I mean, I guess I do have work to do. I don't know. I guess I just don't have a life. Woo!
Woo! So, yeah.
Yeah. Is that it from you?
Yeah, that's it from me.
Brilliant. Well,
I'll be watching a lot more. So, yeah.
Great. So, yeah, take us out.
All right. So, ladies and gents, thank you for listening this episode. So why do I sound like I'm just saying goodbye, and then thank you
for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe.
Thank you. So please wear your masks when you're going to cinemas. We want to keep them open, and be safe when you're around, and wash your hands. Do wash your hands, please.
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
And what else?
If you want to get in touch with us, as always, if you email us, we will reply. outtimefilmpod@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at outtimefilmpod, or me on Twitter at Tom the Boardman. And next week we're revisiting Tenet, because next week is a special one, because it's actually a 1 year special, 1 year anniversary. Oh, that's mad. It'll be coming out on Friday, actually, not the usual Sunday, because it will have been 365 days since we started this podcast, which is insane. That is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. It really is like just a milestone. And I guess we'll talk more about that next week. But yeah, so if you want to hear our updated thoughts on Tenet, drop in next week, and subscribe if you want to see more from us. As we said, we did the Suicide Squad, we've done Invincible, we've done loads of stuff. We did loads more Bad Batch content if you want to check back our Bad Batch playlist, which will be probably at the end. And yes, I think that's everything. Is that everything?
Yes, that is
good.
Everything.
Well then,
just be safe.
Yes, yeah. Please. And take us out.
Right, okay. Take what you're giving.
Give nothing back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.